Hello. We're back.
Hi.
We're back. And we are here to, I'm so very excited to talk to you. I've thought about this for a long time, and I'm so happy that you decided to come up here all the way to Amherst, find me, and this is going to be good. So I'm here with my friend, my fellow gym member, Kelly Thadison.
Yes.
Yep. You have a long list of things to go over. She's a salon owner alumni, fellow salon owner,
Yes.
business navigator with Common Capital,
Yes.
speaker, mentor, and a new author,
Yes.
which is so fascinating. I'm so excited. I'm going to your book party.
Yes, it's going to my book party.
I've never been to a book party.
Me either.
No. Love that. I'm so excited. So tell us a little bit about how your journey started in regards to, first it was owning a commission salon.
Well, it was
Or
combination. It was commission and booth rental.
Okay.
So it was a little bit of both. So I opened my salon in 2008. Prior to opening the salon, and 2008 was like allegedly a bad time to open up a business.
I remember the economy was a bit,
Yeah.
tough.
So, but it wasn't for me. But I opened in 2008. Prior to that, I worked with someone, was able to design the salon, pick out the furniture, pick out the name and all the things. I was the manager, silent owner. I got parentheses. But it was on their expense. Like, they didn't want anybody to know that I wasn't the owner, or they didn't want anybody to know that they were the owners.
Okay.
So it was kind of like a win-win for me. But as things went along, it was kind of tough to find people to work. Like, it was myself and another woman working there. And it was kind of tough to find people to work. And so they wanted to pursue other options. They wanted to partner with a company, a specific product line that I would have used, and I didn't use that. I didn't use that product, and so I had to make the decision. Am I gonna stay here, or am I gonna try and do my own thing?
Mm-hmm.
And with encouragement and support from friends and family and prayer and all of that, I decided to do my own thing, and I went through Common Capital.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how did you find them?
So one of the clients, she wasn't my client, but one of the clients that was seeing one of the other stylists, she was on the board at the time. And so I tried to go to a bank. I remember getting all dressed up. I had my little briefcase, and I went to the bank, and they were like, no. And I was like, but I'm making money. I had, at that point in 2008, that was I want to say probably middle of the way of my career, being a hairstylist.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, but I've been doing this, and they told me no. And so she sent me to Common Capital.
Okay. And is Common Capital a not-for-profit?
It's a nonprofit.
Okay.
So Common Capital is a nonprofit community development funding institution.
Okay.
Yes. And they used to be Western Mass Enterprise Fund.
Okay.
Prior to that. But they've been, this year makes 35 years since they've been in existence. Yes.
What a huge resource for anybody listening that doesn't know where to start or needs help starting, or so what did they do for you?
So they gave me money.
Yeah.
They helped me to open up the salon. They provided education, but I didn't want that at first. It's not an easy process.
Mm-hmm.
It's very invasive.
Mm-hmm.
They want a lot of information, but now being on the other side, I understand why. Mm-hmm. I tell people, it's funny, I met with someone today and I just told them, I said, it's like part of the hazing process. Because as a business owner, it's difficult.
Yeah.
And when you're building the foundations of your business, there are some things that you need to do that are, I would say, critical.
Yeah.
And a part of this work that Common Capital does is building that solid foundation. And so it was, coming up with financial projections, coming up with a complete and comprehensive business plan, which I am seeing when people come see me now, they don't understand what that is. They just think, just like how your paper is just a couple of sentences, and it's like, that's not a business plan. And so I had to do that. I had to do a business plan. I had to do financial projections. At the time, I had a bookkeeper, and I always tell people, I said, she's responsible for getting a salon open, because I did the work, like as far as the research and everything. She just put it all together, and she knew my numbers because she did my bookkeeping. So she was able to do my projections.
And for them, it's a lot easier. They like pull numbers, right? Because they're doing this continuously every month, the tracking and reporting and putting them all into their QuickBooks and whatnot. And so they're just like, what do you need?
Right.
Like, whereas we would be like, you want what?
Right. Right. So she did all of that for me. And, I got the loan. It was a process. It takes probably about 6 to 8 weeks. And I got the loan. And I was like, give me my money, leave me alone. And I just, you know what I mean? I just kind of said, I don't want anything to do with you anymore, leave me alone. And so I would say probably about a year and a half, 2 years in, I decided to go on vacation and didn't plan properly for the vacation. And I was on vacation probably for about 2 weeks and came back, and I didn't have any money because I didn't plan. And I went into a whole panic because bills were due and all the things, and that's when I went back to Common Capital for help. It was like, I messed up. I don't know what I'm doing. Clearly, I need help. And so they helped me to understand cash flow and saving and prepare all the things, and that kind of began my relationship with them, because Common Capital wants to partner with you when they give you a loan. And so that helped me to open up myself to education, business education.
I assume that if they're going, if they're giving you this money, they want you to succeed. They're not handing you money and being
No, it's different, totally different than a bank. And I tell people that I'm like, we want to know what's going on. And one of the biggest things I tell people is, if you have something going on, communicate. Yeah. I've had several things that happened to me throughout the life of the time that I had a loan with Common Capital. One of them, I fell in my house. I fell down the stairs.
Oh, good God.
As a hairdresser, you can only imagine. And I was stuck on the floor for about 2 hours. The only way I was able to get up was because I was able to do a push-up. I was going to the gym. This was pre-Train for Life days. But I did a push-up, and I ended up having a sprained lower lumbar.
Your back?
My back.
Oh, gosh.
And I need my back to work. And so I was out of work for 2 weeks. And then when I went back to work, I was on limited light duty. And so my money was funny. And I called Common Capital, and they worked with me. They helped. I think I may have done interest only payments for a little bit. They may have deferred. I don't remember all the details, but I know that they helped me. That's just one instance, you know what I mean, where they helped me. And I communicated with them. I'm like,
something happened. I didn't plan for this.
I did not plan for this, and nobody plans to follow.
No.
But I could say we want business owners to be successful.
Yes. So how did we get to we?
How did we get to we? It's a journey. So I called myself the poster girl for Common Capital because I did all the things pre-current administration. Common Capital did a lot more for the post-loan technical assistance. So maybe I'll get into that later. But they offered a lot of services. And I took advantage of all of those services. They trained me in QuickBooks. I've had a business coach. I've had, someone help me do my website. All the things that you can think of business related, Common Capital helped me with. Post-COVID, they called me to be a consultant. So I was a consultant for a couple of their borrowers who were salon owners.
Oh.
Yeah. And I want to say maybe it was probably a year later, I had a meeting with the business assistance manager, and he asked me, did I see they had posted a job for my position? And he said, did you see the email with the job position? And I brushed it off because the one thing that was highlighted in me in the position was college degree. I didn't go to college, And so, I said, yeah, I saw it, and he was like, I think you should apply. And I was like, okay. So this was like a Wednesday. And I'm like, wait a minute, I don't have a resume. I've never had to apply for a job.
At this point, do you own a salon still?
I still own the salon.
Okay.
And I'm like, I've never had to apply for a job.
Isn't that funny? Yeah.
I was like, I worked for myself my entire life. Like, what is this?
Yeah.
And so I did a resume. I did a cover letter, and I sent it off that Thursday. Friday, I got an email saying they wanted to interview. So I was just like,
I feel like they had that job there for you.
I feel like they had it there for me too, especially now.
Yeah.
Like, I absolutely love what I do. And it makes it helpful that I went through the same process.
Yeah.
I know the process.
Even when you're talking about people understanding like how much work it is, and it's like 6 to 8 weeks, and they want to know everything. It's invasive.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably so comforting coming from someone where you're like, no, I did this.
Yeah.
And I know it feels like that because it felt like that for me too.
Yeah.
But just trust the process, and like
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm very empathetic to the applicant.
Mm-hmm.
But I also understand our role, and so it's kind of like I'm the middle woman, just calm down, it's gonna be all right.
How many of those do you do?
But it's like,
down.
right, but it's like I also understand being the business owner and that urgency and need for money,
Yeah.
Sometimes when people come and there is that urgency and need for money, there's some steps that they skipped over. And you can't skip over steps as a business owner. It's always going to come back and backfire.
Yep.
Yeah, some way, shape, or form. And I feel like the more I get into this role, the more confident I am saying that. And just by you just saying, yep.
Yeah.
That, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I know what I'm talking about.
And even when like you said, you can ignore it, and you can, kind of try to just keep going. And it finds its way to come up every time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So I started working January 6, 2025. That's my mom's birthday.
Oh,
I was hired Thanksgiving week of 2024. So I had that time to kind of transition. It was rough. It was a rough transition.
Yeah, I mean, you're talking, owning a business is 24/7. And it's flexible in a way of like, not that you can not do things, but you do have the ability to say, I will do that tomorrow, or you know what, when I go home later on, I'll log onto my computer and I'll finish that then, or it does give you a certain amount of flexibility, but it's different when you're like 9 to 5 or 8 to, it's a much different schedule. It's a different mindset, and especially for as long as you've done that for, that's quite an adjustment.
It was a huge adjustment. Like, I remember like sitting in the office and I wasn't doing anything, so I would just leave. And so finally, like, my supervisor was like, Kelly, you can't just leave. And I said, why? I'm not doing anything. And so he was like, you you got to find something to do. And I was like, well, I'm bored. I don't have anything to do. And I said, when I was in the salon, if I didn't have customers, I wasn't there.
No, I went to go get lunch.
Yeah. Or I would just be done for the day.
Or yeah, go home.
But of course I can't do that now. I mean, my schedule is a little flexible. You know, I work remote a couple days a week.
Mm-hmm.
And so, and then, you know, I have site visits that I do. Last week we went on a field trip to one of our borrowers. He does like book binding and paper marbling. So we, you know, we got to do that. So it is fun. You know, we go to people's grand openings and stuff like that. But it's different, you know, because I have to report to someone and I'm like, you know, when I had my salon, I know what type of environment I created. I liked open communication. If something felt off, let's talk about it. Let's have a conversation. And so I try to carry that, you know, into this corporate world now. But I'm like, is this appropriate? Can I say that? What I just said?
Oh my God, I can't even imagine. You're the back room of a salon and then you try to say, is this appropriate?
Right.
99% of the time it's not.
Right. But I'm thankful because we're a small team and it is a nonprofit, you know, even though it's, you know, dealing with finances and things. You know, I am able to express myself and I love that. Like I have a new supervisor now and you know, I can let her know my frustrations, you know, I can let her know the highs, I can let her know the lows without, because I told her, I said, I can't operate like that. You know, I've been free my entire life working, you know, so I'm an expressive person. So I'm going to tell you, and if I don't tell you, you're going to see it and you're going to feel it.
Right. So we might as well talk about it.
We might as well talk about it.
Yeah.
Yes.
How do you feel like was it different going, like, owning a salon is isolating, I feel like,
it is.
If you're by yourself. You do have support, you know, in friends and other people that own businesses and things like that, but day to day, you are a little bit it can be a lonely place to be sometimes.
It can be a lonely place because nobody really understands what you're going through. Nobody understands what you're thinking. I remember one time, one of the stylists that was working with me, you know, one of her clients was like, she always looks so mean. And I said, I am not mean. I am thinking, how am I going to pay this bill? And how am I going to do this? And how am I, you know what I mean? Like, I'm thinking, and I'm trying to be attentive to the client. You know, like, there's always something.
My brain is just circulating.
Yes.
The checklist is just
the checklist.
Yeah.
And so, you know, and when I saw that client, you know, I apologized, but I'm like, it is nothing personal. I said 9 times out of 10, I'm not even thinking about what's happening with the people. I'm in my own world. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Thinking about things, like thinking about things in here, you know? Yeah.
So when you're now in more of a corporate environment, do you feel less pressure because you're not the owner, you're an employee now?
I am an employee now.
Do you feel like that let up a certain amount of that?
So it did, but because of the type of person that I am, I'll say this. I came to this realization a couple weeks ago, actually. I put a lot of pressure on myself. And as you know, being a hairdresser, you can fall into the people-pleasing category. And so I did a lot of work to pull myself out of that people-pleasing category as a hairstylist. And I find myself slipping into that category now as the business navigator.
Okay.
You know, because I'm still dealing with people.
Right.
I'm still dealing, you know, and you know, I want to make sure things are good for them, and I want to make sure they're moving through the system the way they're supposed to be moving through the system. And you know, if the phone rings, I want to make sure I get the phone, and I want to make sure I email everybody back. And it's like, I don't have to do that,
right?
You know, I don't, and I keep talking to myself like, they can wait a day, but because I've been in their shoes. Where's the money?
You know that you're
know.
like, for you it's one day, and for them that day is going to feel like 25 days.
25 days. And so that's where I'm at honestly
Yeah.
right now. That is something that I am trying to learn how to balance. You know, like it's okay. You have to be patient. If it's for you, you'll have it. If it's not, we're gonna have to find another way.
Now, when you sold your salon,
Oh, I closed it.
you closed it. Did they help you, Climb Capital help you
Well,
close that kind of chapter in that book, or did you find it kind of easier?
I did have some conversations. So with the salon closing, that was my original plan all along. Like way back, you know, I'm going to say probably about 7 or 8 years ago, I did a coaching program for myself, a business coaching program. And one of the things we talked about was start with the end in mind.
Yeah.
And so, and I've heard that before, and now I tell the people that I'm working with, I'm like, I know you haven't even opened your business yet, but somewhere in the back of your mind, I want you to think about the end.
Your exit strategy.
Your exit strategy. And my exit strategy was always when I stop, you know, when I close, Simply Divine is going with me. And one of the instructors of that program, she said, "You sure you don't want to sell?" And I said, "Yeah." I thought about it for a little bit, but I was like, no, I don't want to. And then when it came time to actually go through the process, I was going to try and sell, like I was trying to sell. But being at Common Capital, they put me through a program, a business certificate program. And I was in one of the legal classes. And so they talked about selling your business, you know, depending on your structure.
Yeah.
Sole proprietor, LLC, corporation. And they said sole proprietor businesses are the hardest to sell.
Sure.
And I was a sole proprietor. And so that kind of sort of changed my mind, because it's not like you can, as a sole proprietor, it's not like you can really, the only thing you can sell are your assets.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, if you don't own the building.
If you don't own the building. And so.
We don't own clients.
You don't own clients. And so that was something that helped me to make the decision. Like, and then also I just remembered, like, my original plan was to close. That was the original plan, to just close. And it was easier for me.
It's definitely easier.
It was easier to just close. I will say it was very emotional, and I actually have not had the opportunity to process that emotion just yet. Funny thing, last week someone asked me to meet them, and they said, let's meet in the parking lot of Simply Divine. Yeah. I did. I met them. I didn't feel anything.
Okay.
Which I think is good. But the thought came back up. You haven't processed this. You haven't processed this piece of your life. And I'm a processor. I believe in reflecting and processing and all of that. I started to when I first closed. Like, I started journaling, but it was too much. So I had to kind of put it down. Maybe this summer I'll pick it back up. That'll be another book.
We're gonna get into that. Yeah. I definitely just started the exit strategy conversation. I don't think I would love nothing more than to see somebody else. I would my plan is more like mentorship based and like guiding somebody and coaching somebody. I definitely, this salon has been a gift and a blessing. I mean, not every day, all day, but for sure, I feel it. And I mean, we'll see where it goes. I still, I have some time.
But there's nothing wrong with planning.
No, exactly.
There's nothing. I don't know if you heard the saying, proper planning prevents poor performance. Yeah. So planning is essential.
Yes. So, how long have you been at Common Capital now?
I've been at Common Capital, and the only reason why I know because I was on my LinkedIn page, 1 year and 4 months.
Oh!
Yes.
Love it.
1 year and 4 months. And I have grown leaps and bounds.
Yeah, you've done some public speaking. Tell me a little bit about that.
Public speaking has always been my jam. So, well, not always, but that is an area where I'm trying to lean more into in this new season of life. I started out, I can't remember the year, but there's a woman named Angela Lucier, and she started a public speaking group for women called Speaker Sisterhood.
Fun.
It was super fun. And I always brag because I and a few other ladies were a part of the first cohort. She started in Springfield, and she had like cohorts all over Western Mass. And it was super fun. We would come up with talks and speeches, and I remember the very first time we got to speak on microphones, and I fell in love with the microphone. I always tell people, do not give me the microphone. I like the way I sound in the microphone. But no, that is, speaking has been something that I've been building on, the past few years, and even more so in the recent past year. And I'm just trying to put myself out there. And even, I have these talks with myself the same way I speak with the clients that I work with now. Like, you have to build up, before you can see the full vision. And I'm just starting small, putting myself out there, coming on podcasts and speaking. And I've done some, like I've spoken at women's workshops and women's gatherings. My mom had me speak at her church, and that was kind of crazy, because I was just like, she was like, I want you to speak on, and she gave me the date, and I was like, that's a Sunday. And I said, what time? And she said, 10 o'clock. I said, in the morning? And I said, well, who else is speaking? And she said, it's you. Like, I said, I'm the main speaker?
At 10 o'clock mass
on
Sunday?
Service? Yeah, so, but I wasn't nervous at all. I was overwhelmed at the support.
Oh, that's...
Like, I was just, like, before I even got up to speak, like, I saw people just keep coming, and I just was crying. I was like,
yeah.
Tissue, because I was like, look at, wow.
I really have started to come, like, when you start to do something and something hard, whether it's speak at your 10 o'clock mass on a Sunday, decide that, hey, I'm going to do a podcast or write a book, or I feel like the pressure is of you won't be good enough, like the imposter syndrome, mostly it comes from yourself, because honestly, I have gotten nothing but positive, supportive, good for you, love this for you, what a good job. Like, I have not received one bit of negativity, negative talk. I mean, it's not a huge thing,
right.
But there's still room for that too at some point. But I think that if you give people the opportunity, most of them want to support you. I don't think that I've encountered anyone that was super duper negative,
Yeah.
And I love talking too. It has to be something that I'm passionate about.
Absolutely.
I don't want to get up in front of a lot of people and talk about like weather,
Yes.
or but if it's something that I'm passionate about, I will love to talk.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I think that matters a lot. Yeah,
I agree 100%.
Yeah,
it just kind of flows.
And it doesn't surprise me that people were very supportive. You're a wonderful human and such a kind person. And anytime anyone is, again, stepping out of a comfort zone to do something, I mean, if you've ever done anything hard, you know what that takes.
Yeah.
And so the only people that would give you a hard time are people that themselves are just not right with themselves.
Right.
So,
right. And that's something I had to learn.
We all did.
Yes.
Yeah.
I feel more solid as a person than I've ever had in my life. Like, I'm turning 50 in a few weeks, and I had a moment with my mother the other day, and I said, I feel like I am at that moment where I can say what I want to say and not care. Like,
Yup.
Yes.
I don't know. So some people attribute that to like perimenopause.
I think it might be perimenopause too.
I heard it, but
Yes.
I don't care where it comes
Yes.
from. I'm here for it.
Yes.
I think it came, for me, it was, I'm 43.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like when I turned 40, I just saw that it was like, not that I'm old, I'm not old.
Mm-hmm. I'm
but
not either.
No, but you can just, and it sounds really morbid sometimes. I understand this, but like, I'm going to die.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you just become aware that like, you're gonna die. This is it. For
Yeah.
what you know
Mm-hmm.
on this earth, the opportunities that you have are in front of you right now.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I'm just determined. You become that hyper awareness of, I need to not give any attention to what other people think,
Yeah.
feel, say, and do the things that light me up on fire, because this is what, you don't know what tomorrow brings. You don't know what the next hour brings. You don't know
Yeah.
what happens when you get in your car and you leave. And I'm not well with not seeing what I can do or what I'm capable of or any of that.
Yeah.
So I think that, I don't know if it's the age, I don't know if it's women. I don't hear men refer to it so much like that, in terms of like just wanting to say whatever we want to say.
Yeah.
We don't really care anymore, and it
Yeah.
just, like kind of loose with the lips. But I definitely feel that.
Yeah. I want to you speak to something you said, about just doing the things
Yeah.
like that are in front of you. I shared this on another podcast, and I share this with people in general. I asked the question, where is the richest place in the world? Do you know the most like richest and valuable place in the world is?
No.
The cemetery.
Oh, yes.
Because so many people die with dreams and goals and visions that they never acted on. And I got that from Les Brown. He's a speaker. He's like a motivational speaker. And when I was going through my healing process, I used to listen to his messages, like his speeches on YouTube all the time. And that just did something to me. Now, I'm not going to tell you that I don't procrastinate still.
Yeah.
Like, it
Well,
doesn't
yeah.
take me a little bit. You know what I mean? But I always keep that in the back of my mind, like, no, you have to do this.
Yeah.
Yeah, even if it's freaking me out.
Yeah. Even
Yes.
more reason to do it, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like you have to.
You have to. You have to. And quite honestly, you come to a certain point in your life where, whether it's 40 years in age wise or 10 years into business wise, and I feel quite an obligation in terms of what I've already gone through in business and in life and relationships. And if you don't turn around and give it back to someone or help someone or mentor someone,
Yes.
those things go to waste.
Yes.
It's like you think about the anguish and the tears and the stress and the nights that you didn't sleep, and the conversations that you talked, with your therapist, or you talked your friend's ear off, or all that energy that came out of you to deal with a situation. If you don't turn around and teach somebody something that can help them, then it's worth nothing. And that's
at all.
not acceptable.
Yeah. I agree 100%. And it takes a lot to get yourself in that mindset. In my personal experience, I've been through a lot, especially in these past 7 years. And when you're in it, you're not thinking like that at all.
Right.
But that's why community is important. I had some amazing people I feel that God strategically placed in my path to help me to get over that
Same.
hurdle.
Yep.
Yes. There's a lot of healing that took place. Now I see it, and I encourage other people when they're going through it. It's like, yes, it is rough right now. I know you don't like it, but what you're going through is bigger than you. It's to help someone else. And you'd be surprised. I'm surprised. I have a friend. She's a very dear friend of mine. And when I was going through all of my stuff, when I was going through my divorce and all that, because divorce is like a death. When I was going through all of that, I met this woman named Andrea St. Louis, and she was helping me to get myself together for my business, like my Kelly Rochelle Experience business.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not going to tell her story, but fast forward about a year and a half ago, she suddenly lost her husband. Yeah. And so even though it's not the exact same, you know, but I was able to support her. And we both talk about it now, like God brought us together for a reason.
Yeah.
You know, because it's like the very thing, she didn't even realize she was helping me.
Right.
Then. And I'm not even real, like we're just, it's just like we're helping each other.
Right.
You know, and now she's in a much better space, but now she's helping women as well.
Oh my goodness.
You know?
Yeah.
So it's like when you see it, and you know, I'm as I watched her go through the process, you know, I would cry because it just would make me remember certain things.
Yeah.
You know, certain feelings, certain emotions. But I would encourage her. You know, I'm like, I am evidence that you are going to be okay. Like, it's hard right now. It's really hard. There are some differences, but you know, she's doing good.
Good.
And she's doing really good. And I like, she has blossomed into an even more beautiful person. And I'm grateful for her. So I'm grateful that I was wise enough to take care of myself and do the things that I needed to do so that I can help someone like Andrea. Yeah.
Oh, that's beautiful. It's amazing too when you think about everybody has things, you know, you Instagram and social media, and you see like the highlight reels of like what, you know, must look great and their life looks great, and their physical appearance looks great. And I mean, I don't know, the more people that you sit and have conversations with and talk about, you know, it starts with like this, you know, like, what do you own? And then underneath that, like, there's just these layers of life.
Layers.
And everyone has them. Everyone has them. Like heartbreak, loss, grief, just stress, troubles, living through trauma, dealing with trauma. Nobody is getting out of it without all of it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And yeah, I think that having the conversations, I mean, like, that's even the point of this, is to, yes, talk about business and to talk about how hard it is and what helped you, and again, trying to go through the hard things and give the lessons back because it might help someone somewhere. But it's also just to be really transparent about that, like, you show up for your business or you show up for work and you're here to help, but like sometimes what people are dealing with on the insides themselves is really hard things, and everyone's just trying to show up.
And that, I feel like that is like my thing. I was just talking with a friend this morning, and I'm like, I can see things on people, like, I wish they would just release that. You know? And it's like, I know they have to go through the process, but they would be so much better if they just release that thing. And it's like, and my friend was like, well, everybody's not like you. Everybody doesn't like to release. And I said, but that's all right. That's what I do. You do your thing in the world to help people. That you may do something with people that I don't, that's not my thing, but this is my thing. We all have our thing that we're supposed to do and how we're supposed to help somebody in the earth. You know what I mean? What you do may be a little bit different than what I do, but when we all do our part, we help people. My thing is, I want people to be free. I want people to be free. I want people to be healed. I want people to be whole.
Is that what your book is about?
So my book is my personal journal entries.
My, you are so very brave.
Yeah.
Did you know that you were going to release those like that when you were writing them?
I did not. So what had happened was, what's today's date? Last year around this time, I came up with a list of 49 things that I wanted to do before I turned 50.
Okay.
One of them was to journal for 30 days straight
Mm-hmm.
because I don't know about you, but I told you I have a sickness with water cups. I also have a sickness with journals. I'm recovering from both. I do not allow myself to buy any new journals. I must use the journals that I have. And so I said I never consistently journal. So I want to challenge myself to journal for 30 days straight. And so I put in a prompt in ChatGPT and I said, give me 30 journal prompts on turning 50. And
Oh God, I love AI.
Yes.
You know, I don't care. I can say that because
Yeah.
it helps my business. I'm
Yes.
sorry for the people that may not have a job. I
It's
really
all
am,
right.
but it is amazing.
Yes. So I did 30 journal prompts and I wrote them out. I just started writing. I started on June 1st. There's 30 days in June. My birthday is June 2nd. So I was just like, this is the birthday thing. I'll just write it. And so about midway through writing, I was like, I would like to finish this and print it and give it to my friend Andrea, the one I mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
I said, I think this would be good for her because she was turning 39. And I was like, this would be good reflection for her, you know,
Yeah.
going into her
Yeah.
40th year. And I'm a spiritual person. So as I'm writing, the Lord was like, no, you're going to turn this into a book. And I was like, I cannot think about turning this into a book and continue to write freely,
Right.
you know, 'cause
Without
of
like
what-
self-censoring.
without self-censoring. And so I continued to just write. June 30th came. I typed it. I didn't know what I was doing at all.
I love this.
I did not know what I was
Okay.
doing at all. So I had different things open on my computer screen. I had Google open, I had YouTube open, and then I had Google Docs because I had to type up my journal entries. I had to type it up. And I'm like, how do you format things for a book? And how do you this? And how do you, I didn't know what I was doing. And someone told me about a website called 48 Hour Books. And so I'm self-published. So I went through 48 Hour Books. I didn't know that I needed to get an ISBN number. Like all these different things I didn't know. But August 8th, I had my book in my hand. So it was a very quick process. Very quick.
That's very quick.
It was very quick. And I wasn't able to do much with it because remember, I closed my salon in October of last year. So it was like I wrote the book, typed the book up, created the book, printed the book, got the book, closed my salon. And I wasn't able to really do anything with the book. So, and I was like, it's coming up on a year since I wrote the book. So fast forward, now we're here doing the official book release.
You should sell some books in this salon.
I should. Yeah.
Put some on.
Yeah.
Oh
So
my
yeah, that's what the book is
goodness.
about.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I tried to write some things. I self-censor very much when typing. So I started to dictate to my phone. It flows much easier out of my mouth.
Yeah.
Surprise, surprise.
Yeah.
And I have it on my computer, but I mean, it's not. It's conversational, you know. So somebody has to go through and like actually, but it's on my list of things to do. But it is very hard. It's very hard. It's one of those things where you're like, I want to write a book, you know. And I think so many people say it, but not a lot of people do it. So
it is, and this is the bad thing about me. I struggle with celebrating myself and celebrating the wins and all of that.
that's not bad.
It's not?
No, people need to do that more. Who
No,
else
I'm
is gonna
saying I
sell?
don't.
Oh,
I struggle with
oh,
it.
you struggle with doing
Struggle
it.
with
I thought you were saying I do it a lot, and I'm like, what?
No.
Who's telling you that? I feel the same way.
Yeah, because on my mind, I'm like, and this is triggered by you just saying what you just said about writing a book. Like how,
Yeah.
and in my mind, I'm like, doesn't everybody write a book? I know a lot of people who've written books. Like,
It's so hard.
it is hard. And I will say, I have other books that I've written, but have not published.
If anybody out there is in book publishing,
One of them I know I definitely would love to, like, go with a publisher. 'Cause
Yeah.
It's I talk about it a little bit in my journaling, but it is definitely a crazy situation that has happened to me.
oh, it's a real story.
It's a real story. Yeah.
Fun.
Yeah, it wasn't fun.
Well,
But
good reading.
it is probably very good reading. Someone told me that it probably could be turned into a movie.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. We don't have enough time to talk
We
about
ain't
that
got
one. But soon come.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
You're just doing all the things. This is amazing.
Yeah, I'm tired.
Do you sleep?
I struggle with sleep because of gosh darn perimenopause.
Yeah.
But I mean, I have been sleeping better. I've been sleeping better. I'm on hormone therapy. I'm not ashamed to admit it.
Oh, me too.
Yes.
What are you on?
I am on, I have the patch,
Estrogen?
estrogen patch, and I take progesterone.
Okay.
Yes.
I take testosterone.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. I don't think I need, I have PCOS, so
Okay.
I don't think I need testosterone just yet. But I have a menopause midwife, and I love her to death.
Fascinating. That's awesome.
Yes, yes, yes.
Oh, I love that that's a thing.
Yes.
Yeah, I went through probably it was a weird I never felt depression until I knew it was not right. Like I just this it's not me. I've definitely been like in a bad mood, but for I'm gonna say 3 weeks I was unable to like shake it,
Yeah.
and I started having intrusive like driving thoughts, which was very abnormal for me. Like driving,
Yeah.
going, if I hit that pole really hard, would I die?
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like before I even knew that I was having like to stop myself from I had already had the thought.
Yeah.
I already worked through the thought. I already like it was not normal. I knew enough that it was just not normal. So I reached out I went and got blood work, and a doctor that just does hormones and GLP-1s, peptides. Got my blood work done, and I was low in testosterone.
Yeah.
And the unfortunate part of that is that everyone thinks that when you take, if a woman, we don't have testosterone. Like that's the man's.
No, we have.
We have that. We have all three.
Yes.
Yeah.
We do. Yes.
And it doesn't mean that you get like hair on your face. I'm not taking enough to like. It's not like I'm, my voice has not dropped low,
Right,
or
right.
So it's a very small amount, but I felt immediately better in 1 week. And I don't care. I know there are people that the argument of like this is a natural thing that occurs in a woman's body. You lose some of your hormones, you adjust. If you don't have, like, we already have these. We have the three of them, and they're not balanced anymore.
Right.
So if I can help balance those and feel better, I feel like why wouldn't I do that?
Why wouldn't you?
Why wouldn't I do that?
I took this is hair stuff. I'm gonna go back to that really quick. And I took the trichology program. So I'm a trichologist, not certified, but I'm a trichologist. And I learned about all of that, learned about how the body works and all the things. And so I'm very aware, and I'm very aware of how things work, and those hormones that we have. Women do have, we have testosterone, we have estrogen, progesterone, we have all. And so with, we learned about the hormone therapy, the hormone replacement therapy, and how, that black box or that black, it was black labeled. I was anti-hormone therapy because of that. But my menopause midwife educated me, and then I did my own education. Like I went down the rabbit hole. It's funny because I saw an OBGYN last year, and she was like, you can do a class. Like, you can teach on this. I'm very passionate about speaking about perimenopause, because I'm like, I've been in a salon my entire life, and all I hear about is hot flashes and fibroids. I don't hear about all these other things that can happen to our bodies. Estrogen and progesterone, testosterone are very, very important to us, especially estrogen. Like, if you go let yourself go down the rabbit hole of what happens to your body because we lose estrogen.
Right.
Like, we have estrogen receptors from the top of our head down to the bottom of our feet. And it's like, I know there's an interview with Halle Berry that I watched about a month ago. Halle Berry had never heard of menopause.
Yeah.
Did you see that interview? Yeah, it was. Yeah. I'm gonna get into it, but that interview was wild.
Yeah.
And women don't know what's coming. Like, women do not know what's gonna happen to their bodies.
It was not really studied either, you know. So like our parent, my mom, I had this conversation with her because I'm like, did you ever feel different? Like, you know, when you were going through this? And she's like, I don't really remember, Kim. We didn't really talk about it. We just went through it and they didn't ask their friends. They just weren't talking about it at all. If I didn't do this, I would have ended up at my primary care, probably would have ended up being prescribed an antidepressant. Yeah. Which weigh the what's better? I mean, we're still talking about, right? You know, I would rather put something in my body that's already there than something that is not. Yeah. No.
That is something that I'm going to speak about at my event. So that's future events that I will be doing. They're going to be called Lady Talk and Laughter. And remember how I talked about public speaking? I used to give speeches about the different things that was going on in my body, and everybody would laugh. So that's kind of like where I came up with the name. This is something that I've been sitting on since 2017.
It's so needed.
It is so needed, a safe space. And I know there are people doing things, but there are people who are assigned to me, so I have to do it. Yeah. You know, so that is something that I will be releasing as well.
I love that.
Yeah.
We do. We need to make it much more conversational.
Yes.
And that's I tell anyone that I can tell. I'm on testosterone. You know, because heck, I would never want anyone to feel the way that I was feeling for just that limited amount. I mean, I don't even know how I would have kept going.
Yeah.
It was not a good place to be.
It wasn't a good time.
No. So.
Yeah. Lady problems.
Do
I'm keep looking at us like
we didn't plan this.
We did not plan this at all.
That's wicked funny. Yeah. It's actually the uniform for the podcast.
Yes.
You have to wear this if you're coming on. No. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you. You know what? I could say I'm proud of me too.
Good.
Because that's something that I would not normally say. But
you should.
I am proud of me too.
It's really hard to celebrate things, you know, because I think too when you are someone that is a go-getter and you're doing the things and your brain naturally even just kind of says, okay, yay, I did it, and now you're like, well, what now?
What's next?
And what else do but I also thought, because your vision is always going, your brain is always working, and it's hard to stop.
Yeah.
And it's hard. It's hard because you never really feel done. No. I think that's a really hard part about owning a business. Probably the hardest thing for me is to give myself the opportunity to sit back. I do mostly like on Mondays when it's quiet and I'm just cleaning. Cleaning is not the most glamorous, but it allows me. It's like grounding.
Yeah.
I feel like I connect to the space, and it gives me however long just to like appreciate it and really just like connect to it on a quiet, peaceful level. But we need to do that for ourselves, definitely more with just all the things.
Yeah, you saying that because I'm in a space or period of reflection. That is one thing I miss about having my salon.
Yeah.
Just being in that space by myself. like looking at what I created.
Yeah.
You know.
Yes.
And, you know, the space where when I close, I kind of put myself in a bubble, and I ran into a few people afterwards, and I get so emotional, when people express things to me. And like this one woman, she grabbed me and she was like, Kelly, and she was like, I just want to thank you so much for having that space for me. Like, she wasn't even my client. And she was just like, I loved coming there. It was so peaceful. Like, she said all of these beautiful things, and I just stood there and like cried.
Yeah, because sometimes you're just doing it, and you don't even realize what it's doing for someone.
Yeah.
So and that's the biggest reason. Like, if you feel something towards someone's business, or if they're kind to you, like, we should say it.
Yes.
You should say it,
You
because
should.
it's a very thankless job.
Mm-hmm.
It is it's nice. It's just nice to hear that something that you gave everything of yourself for affected somebody. It meant something to someone. I mean, if you feel it, say it. Definitely.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
And walls hold so many things.
They do.
All of your tough times and tears, and they hold really happy times. And the reason why you start businesses is not necessarily the reason why you keep doing them. And you change so much in that time. Like, that reflection is even just it's like a yearbook of like your years, your progression through life and the phases that you went through in this certain space.
Yeah.
So
nobody talks about the grieving of your old life. I hear people coming around talking about it a little bit, but that is a thing. And it wasn't an easy decision. It wasn't an easy decision. Perimenopause, just lost the thought. That is real. It just went right away.
wasn't an easy decision to close.
It wasn't an easy decision to close. Okay, that season of my life ended. And it's funny, I was on a podcast in 2022, and this podcast had like 3 million listeners. And I said on this podcast, I don't want the salon anymore. I don't want to do hair anymore. Something shifted during COVID.
Yeah, well, everything shifted.
During COVID, but I wanted to hold on to it because there was nothing wrong with the salon. I had full people, no empty seats, but that for me, that season had ended, and I tried to carry it. When you try to do something and it's over, and it starts to backfire. And that's what was happening. It was starting to backfire. Nobody knew it, but I knew it. And I was like, I have to release this. And now that I've released it, I feel like so much more is coming back to me. Like, there's so much more in me. And not that there's anything wrong with being behind the chair. And not that there's anything wrong with owning a salon. But there's so much more that I have to do.
Yeah.
And if I still had that, I wouldn't have space to do all of these other things.
Yeah, I mean, you could that's even just people's journey. I don't necessarily think that you're put on the earth some people have one purpose. And some people are meant to, it's like remember those books where it's like choose your own journey? Like the chapters, if you want to do this, turn to page this, and then you got a different story.
Yes.
I feel like that's what life is, right now, I think that it's okay to be like, I'm in this is what I want to do. And then, trust your intuition to know that, like, I think this ship has sailed. It's time to wrap it up and see what else, that I have waiting for me or things to do. That's a beautiful way to live, though.
Yeah. It's not easy.
Not easy.
It's not easy. There's a lot of trust and faith that comes with it, because it's like, what's gonna happen?
Yeah. Well, the comfort of just doing things that that you've done that works.
Yes.
And you're like, it's working. For all intents and purposes, I should be fine.
But there's so many transferable skills that I've developed over the years that I'm now carrying over into this
You talk about
new
speaking.
position. The speaking, the dealing with the clients that I have now. I'm still dealing with clients. I'm still listening to people talk. You know, but you know, I think about different programs that I did, the trichology program that I did. I'm like, I am using some of the stuff for my trichology course and this business navigator. You know,
Who'd have thought?
who would have thought? Like, everything connects. I believe that everything that we go through, and I believe we said this earlier, everything, it will be used in some capacity in our lives. I don't think we go through anything for nothing. Like,
Right.
it will be used at some point in our lives.
Yeah. Wonderful. What do we got? Oh, we are at, wow, 1 hour flat, almost. I appreciate you.
I appreciate you.
Thank you for coming to talk to me.
You're welcome.
You can definitely follow Kelly. On Instagram, you are,
The Kelly Rochelle.
and Becoming After Breaking is the book. And you
Yes.
can also get to that through her Instagram, the link in the bio.
Yes.
Awesome. And yeah,
Yeah.
cool.
This is
Woo,
fun.
Thanks.
Yes.
Yeah, oh, thanks.
Yes.
I hope so.
Yes,
I mean,
this
I'm
is
having a
fun.
blast.
Yeah, I love to talk, and I feel like we just scratched the surface.
I know. I've got a lot. Yeah. I mean, it'll come out.
Yes.
It always does.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
you know,
Thank you, Kim.
thank you.